Set them up. So y'all are over here doing this shit. Process. Turn that on. Save the buffs in case he wants to do guild quests or grinding. Alright. So we may start over. Honestly, I think we're just gonna have to do it instead of trying to math it out. Just frickin' do it. Hello there. How's it going? Okay, so let's just... Whoops. Shit. Alright, so that has to be there. How you doing today? Nightingale? Okay. So this one's not wanting to work, which means we probably need the block one more forward, which means that has to be a grass block there. Add you in social. For what? What do you mean by add you in social? Is that gonna allow me to do this? No, this one's still being trouble. I think the issue is I don't think the river can come back this far. Which means this has to be all mathematically. Right? This is a single player world, by the way. I don't play with people on this one. Well, this is also a creative test world, actually. I'm trying to figure the math out on this. Okay, so in order for this block, I actually have to get rid of this row. So this needs to become water. I am playing on Bedrock for this. This Bedrock world I've been playing on for two years? Yeah, 2 years on this one. And this whole world has been just me, myself, and I. Okay, this isn't gonna work doing it like this. So what we're gonna do is this. We're just gonna break it across like that. And that should hydrate the whole thing. Yeah, I know how to add people in it. I've done it. I don't think you understand what I'm saying is this world is not gonna have really other people come in and play on it. This is a world I've been working on by myself. Why is this block not wanting to... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From here... Oh, I know why it's not working. Okay, so... let's let it degrade again. I think I know why. And I think it's because of this strip right here is what's blocking this. You're in Indonesia? That's cool. I'm actually here in the US. Okay, so... problem block there. Problem block there. Here, we'll just alternate. I'm in the US. Okay, so by technicality, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks away. It needs to be 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks away. So the water actually needs to be, for that to get hydrated, Should be 4 and 4 on each side, but I don't have... I've got 5 and 4. And I have to keep the rule of 1 block on the outside. These are also not hydrating, which is weird. Oh, shit. My brain. Alright. So that one's not hydrating. Well, what we could do... We could do this. Try it again and see if this hydrates. It's gonna be dumb that something that simple will end up fixing this. Yep, hydrated. Okay, now do you hydrate? Actually, what we could do is let that go. Let that sit here, put that block there. Actually, no, one more. And that should hydrate that whole section properly. While still keeping the... Well, no. It went back again. Would this fix it? That needs to be a source block. But that also invalidates that. So the idea here, if I can get this thought out of my head, is we're wanting like naturally curving like water here. And it kind of goes back to the theme that we did with the water paths in here. We're trying to create a farm. Okay, it hydrated that time. We're trying to create this terraced Wheatfield idea that goes back up into here. And the water source will eventually run down, you know, into this. Let's go ahead and place that block, speed that up. But I have a rule that I've used pretty much everywhere where I have to keep at least 1 block border around the farm. And we've done that pretty consistently. And most spots have the 1 block border. So here, this would now go up a level. So that's now the new level. There we go. Because I had some rules with blocks. Okay. Let's see if I can put this together. So what we're missing is... the curve of it is what gave me the ability to get in here. Let's start over. So let's go ahead and delete this. Yes, this is the this is an old creative world. Delete this world. Let's export this world. And then we're going to put this as 29 today, just so that we have a current backup of it. Okay. Now we're going to edit this one. We're going to duplicate this. I'm going to start over. And this time we're going to build it. I'm not going to think so much about the main water source, which is what I was worrying about last time. I want to think about the fields themselves. And we're going to make sure those are mathematically good all the way around. So whatever it takes to do the field is what we want to do. Alright, so we're going to edit this, and this is going to become Wheatfield creative test. Do that. Advanced. What is it? Cheats. Always day. Continue anyway. Alright. So this was the world as I had just cleaned it off to get the wheat field in here. This is where we were. Alright, so let's go ahead and get rid of all the inventory here, because we don't need this on this world. And let's try this again with things that actually matter. So obviously we need a water bucket. Grass block. Okay. So the only thing we need to figure out is where is the water going to okay, so we want to connect it into this. We do know that. Okay. So that is the water level floor. So what would look nice running up against this path? Because we want to get the water... If we get this water done up against here, right, then we're good. Because this side will basically figure itself out later. I need this side to go first, because we need one side of it. So... follow my rule and see what happens if we just kind of break this out here. And just fill this in for the moment. Because obviously we'll make it go further that way, but what we want to do is get this. So something kind of like that, maybe? Actually, it would be... That's... Okay. Alright, I can deal with that. So now we need a... Now we need our hoe. And wheat seeds. Okay. So, our border rule means we can start the field here. can't get into that. Whoops. That was one too many. Now we're going to let this go ahead and germinate up, and we'll... Because then we need to add on the line, we need to get water now on the other side. And this is where I think I failed the last time, is I wasn't really thinking about it from... I was so worried about working in one direction that we're going to let the land kind of determine where it is. And I'm pretty sure it's mathable. I just need to see the pattern for it first. Like, what actually am I missing? Okay. So there you go. This is the first side of it. So now we need a water path. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need a water path. Water, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, water. So if I'm correct, if I was to put the water bucket here, yep, it corrupts, okay? I put the water bucket here, whoops, kind of need the water bucket. It works. Okay. So. What this means is we can only go 3 out from this, because we need the 4th for the thing. Okay, so... Alright, so there's our water feed. You stop processing? Almost. Move this up in there. I don't really need it in a specific spot. Okay, so... Trees gotta go. Okay. So now... Whoops, I did not mean to go this deep. Okay. So we should be able to get this. Okay, that's done for a while. All right. Okay. So what this does is this gives you the first terrace of the water. Okay. Now, this is where the issue comes in, is because now when we go to second terrace, it's not going to have the water, obviously, like this. Like, we kind of wanted it to be this islandy-like idea, so that it connected in and ran all the way around, so that this kind of idea made sense, is really what it came down to. Now, the second tier is where this gets more complicated. So, we want the idea that the water, or that the each, because we want it to have an elevated wheat field. That's basically what we want. We want it to kind of keep going up, up, and up. But we don't want to do it where it's just hard grid, you know, where we min-max it, where, you know, you've got your random water block in. You know, we're not trying to do that. We're hanging to our rule of one full block around. We've got that. And now we need the next piece. I have an idea. I just don't know if I want to take up... Do I want to take up the space to do this? So, the idea would be, actually, that we would... Actually, it would need to be one back. I see, this is a lot of water, and I don't know if I want to deal with the water doing all this. It's not falling off like I wanted, because I don't want to see the water level there. Hold on. My brain might be braining this finally. I think it might be this is what we need. There, and then it would be... you know, like this. To give it a kind of like... Okay. And now I don't want to have it all connected, so don't look at it like it all has to be connected. It's all connected. However, I think what we're going to do is this. Okay. I just source blocked all that. Okay. Okay. It's back to being solid. Now we want it to flow. Okay. Okay, so now just kind of beat into this a little bit. Okay. As you can see, we're already starting to push up against quite a lot of dirt layers. All right. use this kind of as a marker temporarily of the line that we're keeping the fields in. Okay, so... Okay. So let's break more blocks and go further back. Because if I can figure this out, then we'll go into the real world and actually build this. But because this is so... me pulling this out of my ass, I don't really want to build this in survival first. Is it faster for me just to do... And then I think if I put, what, efficiency 5 on this, it should just swing away on its own. Oh, wait, no, I'm in create. I forget. Creative, you don't get the attack speed. This is where it's technically better to go into survival and do it, because then you can get the stupid fast, Okay. We'll fill it in here in a minute. Okay. So, now we need 1, 2, 3, 4 water. Right? Yes. Okay. So we'll keep it along the plane here. The same. So that would allow this to go to here. No. Okay, I see what we've done here. Dry this up. Okay. Okay. Now we need the... recess back to this. Okay. Okay. All right, so now that gives that the terraced kind of feel here. So now... Okay. Isn't quite what I was originally thinking. And why did we get more here? Is it because I put that small little, like, niche in it, so it gave it more surface area there? I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect either. In terms of, like, we don't have to have it perfectly mathematically uniform. Because we're more wanting the design than we are the... Like, we'll bring them over a little bit more. Because we're not going to go... We're going to try to go... Actually, where are we going to go? I think the center is going to end up being... like, this is going to be the central path for this. We'll end up going right up the artery here. And then the question is... are we gonna do... Yeah, we'll probably do single. So yeah, they'll get worked more. We'll definitely do more. Coming up the middle of this. But first, if we can get the levels done right, then we can, you know, massage getting it to the center. Okay. Okay. Okay, so now this is where we want to get creative because we don't want it to be just because you can see that it's losing the curve as we go up. So this next one, we're going to want to try to add more curve to it. So we're going to have to really play with the water source here. There's a part of me that wishes I did do this just in the survival world and just figured it out, but then there's another part of me that is like, if I don't build this right, this is gonna look like ass. And I don't want to take the time and invest into it and survival and not be able to fix it. Okay. Let's think about this, because this is where we can do something better.
How's the Minecrafties going?
It's going. Trying to put this together one small piece at a time.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. So fucking hot out.
Yep. It's 92 for me right now. 92 swamp ass degrees.
Oh, it's sure cooler than I am. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Oh, I take that back. We're 89 right now. I know tomorrow it's supposed to be, or the day after is supposed to be 94.
Can I get away with this? No, that's too far. Damn it. but... Nope, that is too far out of range. Okay, so it has to come back down. Got it. Okay. So it has to be... This isn't really what I wanted to do. Huh. Well, what if...
Well, I already spent a whole bunch of money in GTA. Now I'm a happy camper again.
How much did you end up spending?
Um, ooh, 600 for the Supra, and then probably another 200 on top of it, putting parts on it, and then another 200 turning it into a drift car. But it absolutely drifts now. I will only talk at you when I'm driving sideways. Ooh, diary. Fucking geo vein of diorite. A whole bunch of it right there. God dang. Alright, what's this emerald dotting supposed to signify right now?
That's just my line of where I've been running them out to currently, and then the planks right now is like the center of the walkway that's going to feed
Okay.
both sides of this. But I set up the diamond blocks just to be my like edge, just of like what I'm currently building it out to. But if I'm only gonna build the path 3 wide, we're probably gonna end up pulling the paths or pulling the stuff closer to it. I just need to get the tiers built first before I can do that. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now, is the field setup, because I don't want them to be stagnant and just blocks. Like, just strips of it. Because I could easily do, you know, a 2x where, you know, everything is done by the 4 grid here and the 4 grid here, and it's just that row is just stripped that way. I could do that like I did with the pumpkin farm, you know, like I did here, where it's constantly butted up against it. But the idea here is to create more of that. Yeah, just like a... Like, I mean, it's not natural. I mean, there's no water formation ever generated. Like, it's still farmed, but it's not... What's the word I'm looking for? It's not a, It's not mathematical in the sense of it's a 4x4 grid running this way, or a 4x4 grid running this way. It's got natural curves to it.
Right.
So let's see here. If we were to do the waterfall, it would be here. And then it would be...
Are you gonna do a waterfall?
Well, okay, so what I'm doing is every, I've got this running thing going right now where I'm using, if you look, you can see that every tier kind of has water running down into the next tier.
Yep. Water feeding.
Yes, so this one would be right there, feeding that. And actually... it would probably be this.
There you go.
Okay. And now that would make this the new ground 0. Okay. So... let's go ahead and fill this in. Darn, this is really hard to get this to work. Let's see here, because I gotta get this... Where is it? So, I can't get the block rule there, so how am I gonna fit that in to make it work? Maybe we just get rid of that and let that be a... Nope, it has to be that for how I made it. Damn it. Okay. And then that also means this comes up. Okay, so now I have to replace all the stone here. Alright, set up another thing of processing. Okay. Alright, so... So what I did is I turned the tick rate up on this so that it would auto, so that this would populate faster. Okay. So now... let's replace all this, and then we'll... That's where World Edit comes in handy, where you can just select an area and be like, instantly change this from this block to this block, and then it changes it. It's great.
Yes.
Oh, we joked that the SMP was the illegal Minecraft server. Because everything about it just felt illegal.
Why is everything always gotta be illegal?
Well, when you played like what we did, you're gonna go, wait, you'd be like, wait, that's illegal.
That's gonna be allowed. He said, this is the big field. Yeah, similar. Same pattern.
I mean, I'm following the pattern, really, that exists is I'm just following the water line, is all I'm doing. And I'm trying to keep each water line from being, you know, it's meant to be, you know, a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
This one also mathematically doesn't make sense. How in the fuck is all of this hydrated?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. How? How? Is it supposed to do that? I don't
I'm
think
wondering
so.
if it's, let's see if the weather starts drying it out.
Yep. That'd be it.
Okay. So that shows us our real shape of what we currently have hydrated. So in order to get the other side, we need water. So from 3, so 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 grass. Basically is what needs to be. So it means I need one more row for water. I mean, this is going to have to be terraformed regardless on the real server. But we'll have this as the model, so we'll know kind of what we need to terraform and where we need to go. Okay, so if I place a water block there... Whoops, that has to be grass. Okay. we did this outline. Allows us to create that. Now, did I have to put that curve in there? No, because I didn't want it just to turn into a block, but it gives it something kind of to work with. I mean, when you look at it from above, they're not too terribly different,
No.
but they are
Sure.
they have personality basically to them.
Yeah.
Okay, so this would be the new edge. Okay. Okay, so here's what we need to do now. We need to bring the fields towards this.
Towards the road, mate.
So this is where it's gonna get a little tricky. Little tricky.
Yes, it's gonna require some questionable questions.
I'm all for questionable questions. Making everything questionable is my life at this point.
Are you gonna try to go up to the level of the road, or are you gonna bring the road
Oh
down?
no, everything will get terraformed to be more this, but now I just don't know how I want to do it. Because so basically these are your levels. Like what you're looking at across here. These are your levels. There's really 4 levels. So let's grab some blocks. Okay. So realistically, you have this level. Then you have this level. This level. And this level. So you have 4 main levels to it, and that's going to be the 4 main levels of the of the grade of this whole area will become these 4 levels, is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Um, the water delivery system is what I have to figure out. I mean, I know the idea is I'll bring water, probably create a waterfall that runs this way. We'll create water that runs into here, and then it'll like either run parallel down.
Somewhere from the mountain.
Yeah, run along the walkway, or and it becomes like a bridge over into these, or
Yeah, like an irrigation ditch next to a road, which would usually be where the irrigation ditch would be.
yeah. Let me go look at something. Hmm. Okay. So let's try to finish this off while still keeping my rule.
I was about to say, because you might as well level it from the first level and then go up. Trying to take it from the farm up to the road feels wrong. You're gonna go 1 block or 1 wood block and then 2 or cobblestone on each side. Or
That's been one of my like design themes. I've also done the path, and I just don't know how I want to do it, but I'm just putting that in the ground for the moment.
okay.
Trying to think, what did I do over here? Did I just do 3 path all the way over here? I did 3 path. I did path, path. Then when I stepped up, I used my half slabs. Then the bridge I built. So yeah, I've been using path as my main.
Is your main roadway
Yeah.
or marchway, one might say.
And the bridges and the step ups have been.
Half,
Okay. Yeah.
halfers. Half a wood and half a cobble slab. Oh, cobble.
Okay, so thunderstorms.
In game?
Yep.
Why do I feel like you're cutting too deep?
I'm not. It's a pretty straight. It's a pretty high grade here.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you doing? It makes sense now.
Okay. Okay.
Making a path. Making a path. Holy glowy from the emeraldy. It's almost like it got charged by the day.
Yeah. Okay, so that's still working.
Except for that last corner. Maybe.
There's no way we get all of this.
Remember, it's raining.
Oh, yeah.
So we won't even be able to really know unless it's clear. It should, though.
Nope,
Okay.
there we go. That's
Never
what we're...
mind. Man, that's pretty fucking far
Yeah.
for a water block to perpetrate. Or not perpetrate, but forgot the word. Whatever. Propagate. Hey, don't worry, I'm learning
You're learning
words
words.
today.
Words. Words are nice. Okay.
Funny. There we go, making steps with half stabs. Slabs. Hey, it works like a stairs.
Yep, that's the whole point. Okay, so let's take this off. This would be a lot easier with an efficiency 5 shovel, but I don't have one because I'm not gonna switch over to survival creative just to blast this away. So we'll just click 1,000 times.
I mean, holding click. It's doing a weird glitching though.
It's one of the block animations is slightly janked when it swings.
Yeah, I noticed that. 'Cause all I see is green.
Okay. So
How far are you gonna bring? Are you gonna bring the farm more over, or are you just bringing it right to where that one step is right there?
well, so I've got the main path, okay, which
Yep.
is gonna
Right.
be here. And all of this. Hey, lapis. Useless lapis is now useful.
Hey. There we go with the shiny blue stuff.
Okay.
Bet you the ice cream trucks are killing it right now.
Yep.
I fucking died. Oh, the mugginess.
The mugginess sucks ass, man.
Yeah, when it's like 90% humidity, it's only bad. Because there's no relief from the humidity part
No.
unless you get in AC.
The only thing you could do is to also just get a dehumidifier too, but that thing would be
Oh,
chugging water.
Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't it like be pulling like gallons of water out?
Yeah, just pump it outside.
It's supposed to be like this for 4 more days. Good God.
You can do it.
No, I'm a northerner. That's not normal for me. We ain't supposed to get fucking balls of blazing. Just slightly bit warmer than Satan's asshole down here. Or up
Just
here. Sorry,
slightly.
I'm not down there.
Slightly bit warmer. All right. For now, we're gonna take it up through this. This is gonna be a lot of dirt excavation to do this build. Silk touch it and turn it to composted is probably what we'll end up doing. Silk touch the top layer, let it convert to grass. Silk touch the middle layer, let it turn to grass. Silk touch the layers by one.
He said, I'm strip mining. Like in Hazard County.
Okay. Let's go ahead and replace the stone.
Well, I almost had the steering shaft on the stupid Wrangler today.
Really?
Yep. Fucking thing's just fighting with me. Go away. I have to take off the brand new steering shaft from when I just put it the fuck back on, and I have to turn it 45 degrees. Yeah, 45 degrees. Or, no, 90 degrees. Sorry, I have to turn the damn shaft 90 degrees in order to get the other shaft onto the fucking steering shaft.
Damn, that sounds annoying as hell.
Yeah, and I wish I would have realized it and put it on the steering shaft first, and then it wouldn't have been so bad. But now, fuckery.
Okay, so here's a couple schools of thought that we have to look at here. One, originally I was going to have the water come down the middle.
Kind of like an irrigation ditch. Yep.
But it almost would be better to run the water up to the edge, like keep bringing it, however I want to bring it to make it, do its thing. Up to the paths instead of having to dig down. Well, technically it would have to be, yeah, it would have to be beside it, but then you'd need a bridge to get over it, and I don't feel like
it would feel right because that's how, like, in real life, that's kind of how they do it.
But my thought is I could bring the main feeds down the back sides of it and let it feed up to the road this way, which means again,
which I would actually think it would look better personally,
feed.
But
yeah, okay. So, which means
I like the idea of it running on the backside, not necessarily along the road. But it is your world. Both the ideas work. The one is real world, and the other is almost more natural. Like you had like it just been carving itself down the fucking mountain, and you just used the land in between the rivers. Or creeks. So maybe have it spider close to the road. Do one more and then zoom out and see what it looks like. Oh. Yo. Yo. I have to go visit one of them there massage establishments.
Happy ending, eh?
That wouldn't be what I would be looking for. My happy ending would be my back.
Alright, so then it would
Not
allow...
my front. Okay, that don't look bad. I'll say, what does it look like filled out?
Maybe go to like right there. Yeah, we'll make like that maybe like the
line of skirmish. Yeah.
just kind of place these around.
Guidelines.
Yeah.
Guide diamonds.
So it would turn it into that.
The Great Guide of Diamonds.
Actually, with both of them going down, We don't want this one to go down.
Yeah, have it showing off that pearly lapis.
Okay, so now we need to finish building this one, which would need to come here. Which means you gotta be that, you've gotta be that, you've gotta be that, you've gotta be that, you've gotta be that. Bro, everybody's hanging out over here.
For my warm country, we get this at stake. It was pretty black. He ain't black no more.
Hmm.
Yep, and when I was power washing, I went to go move Went to go clean off my hat. Got myself with the power washer.
Oh shit.
Apparently the 25-degree takes skin off.
Yeah.
The 40 degree doesn't. Yep. That electric motherfucker does the work. Yep. Threaded a little bit of meat pressure washing earlier, but it'd be alright. Huh? Acid.
Yeah.
Acid.
But sometimes you don't know. But it's like sometimes it's bad.
Walking into helium? Uh-uh. Apparently, when we go to complete heist, it's gonna give us an extra meal. Okay. Mm. Dude, that's not the car I wanted. Why is the car heat?
Alright, so here's kind of half the idea.
What you think, Deb?
Like,
Yeah, I wish we could get one.
it's about down.
I think it's about time I start getting ready for my. I think my whatchamacallits are up tonight. Let's see here. 47 minutes. All right. 47 minutes. It's be almost 9 o'clock. Okay. So that's kind of the it's kind of the
Pump
idea.
shotgun? Hell yeah. Like the best gun. Presser.
You do.
Combat shotgun.
Want to drive. Right.
Okay. It's not too shabby of a day out of that. Especially for slowly figuring this shit out. The next part is figuring out how we're going to run the water down into the side of this.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be the fun.
But I'd say the idea is there. And then we'll clear this up and add another side to this over here. Probably end up taking this whole line of trees out just completely over here. Overall, not too shabby. I think that'll work. Because then we'll terraform the rest of this to match into... we'll blend into this, which means I'll probably have to chop all the trees down in this, basically up to the mountain ridge, and then replant them. But yeah, if I can get this demoed out fully, so next Minecraft Monday we'll have to figure out the... or really just the next day we play Minecraft. We'll need to figure out the water coming to this side and how we're going to flow it into this, and then the same will be how we're going to get it down over here. So that'll be it for today. Not too shabby. It's getting there. It's not like... it's not just straight rows like this. That's the one thing I wanted to avoid. As long as I'm not that for this, we're good. It's kind of that, but it's kind of not. That's what matters. So, yeah, we'll work on this next time, finish this up, and then of course we'll figure out decorating and how we're going to actually do this. Because, I mean, we have a theme going on, for sure, so... we may end up cutting the path down on the final version. We may only have it be one running up. So, we'll see. Anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your evenings. Y'all take care, and we'll see you later.